Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 10 of the Rep Your Team podcast. I'm your host, Andrew, and I am joined by my esteemed co-host,
Luke. Thank you for having me,
Yep.
as always.
Well, we're always going to have you.
That's the hope.
I always know that.
That's the hope.
Like,
yeah.
I always thank you for having me. I'm like, you're not a guest, you're a host. I never thought of that until right now. Like,
You know what? It's worked for us this long.
Yeah.
We're going to keep rolling with it.
So, yeah. Today's, what are we still in April? No, May. I'm sorry.
Or March.
March. Oh, my goodness,
Oh,
I
no.
am terrible with months.
March 31st. We got one day left.
Yep, one day left, and then April tomorrow.
Yes.
Uh,
NFL draft time.
yeah, draft time. Oh yeah, the draft's like the 27th.
Yeah, it's later than I thought it was. I think it was later than it was last year. Yes. When is the draft? The draft will be April 27th to the 29th.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or at least 27th for most people, because most people would watch first round
Yeah, and then,
and then not
yeah.
care after that. Maybe second round. I'll go.
Maybe, yeah.
Give some people the second round benefit. But news, I guess, for at least my team. Apparently, there's two bids for the Washington Commanders. Yeah.
How much?
And there's $6 billion. I almost said million for a minute. And one group, it's like the Josh Harris / Mitchell Rays group, which has like Magic Johnson in the mix of that financial group. And another one is from the Canadian billionaire who we not talked about, or at least was broken by Adam Schefter of him being interested.
Yeah.
So he's in it with, I think it's just him, like Steven Apocalypse. I'm not going to.
Apocalypse would be a crazy cool
name.
ass
Yeah, I know,
name.
that'd be a cool name. And supposedly, like, the sale would happen sometime before the draft. Like, the day before the draft or a couple of days before. I don't know.
It would happen that soon.
That's what Schefter and Rappaport been saying. I think it was.
That would be awesome. That would be the best news that any Commanders fan could possibly get.
Well, honestly, he's like a stubborn little person, man.
Oh, yeah.
He is just.
He is dug in.
He is not trying to sell it. He's like, I'm trying to hold off as long as possible. When it's like, bro, writing's on the wall.
Yeah,
you gotta go.
He is dug into sinking that organization down. So you have to cut him off quick.
Yeah. And also, Lamar actually revealed that he demanded a trade or requested a trade March 2nd.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because
a long time ago.
Yeah.
And we've heard nothing. And the only corresponding move that the Ravens made since then is signing Nelson Aguilar. So I don't know if that was supposed to keep him there but idea of a certain, so I think he's gone from the Ravens. They could hang on to him, but he might sit out. He probably should sit out.
I think he is.
Okay, good.
I can't remember. Let me try to find his tweet.
So if you're the Ravens, do you just try to move on? Or do you take the risk of him sitting out and then you potentially waste a whole season when you could trade with maybe the Colts, the Falcons, maybe get a higher up first round pick. Maybe you could end up landing someone like Anthony Richardson, perhaps. Around 7. That would be interesting.
I am not seeing anything. Yeah, I'm not. Whatever.
Yeah.
Y'all can look it up when you have time.
He definitely tweeted it.
He definitely said something about it.
We
like
promised.
It was during his tweet when he was explaining that he was requesting a trade.
Yeah.
It was something like that. And I would just Baltimore. I feel like Baltimore is. Everyone thinks that they're a really good organization. I feel like this is showing that they're kind of incompetent.
Oh yeah, without Lamar the past couple of years, that they really haven't been anything. And Harbaugh, I think that Lamar has probably extended his tenure with the Ravens probably longer than it would have been had he not drafted Lamar. But here's his tweet. March 2nd. He loved to Ravens fans, but that actually wasn't the tweet.
I was wrong. I knew he said something. Maybe I'm just delusional. That can always be something.
Maybe.
But that organization as a whole, they've been notorious. I don't know how an organization can be notorious for not like drafting good wide receivers. Like for that long, like you gotta hit one time, like Demaine Bateman.
Yeah,
Number 7. I know his number's 7.
Rashad Bateman.
Yeah. That was it. I don't know why I was thinking like his first name was.
Well, I don't know why I remember that.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's good memory right there.
Yeah. He wasn't on my fantasy team.
Like, granted, they can get some tight ends, but man, you need receivers and then all this stuff, you know.
They had ample time to give Lamar the resources that he needed. Here's his tweet. He said, "As of March 2nd, I requested a trade from the Ravens organization, for which the Ravens have not been interested in meeting my value." So he can help. I mean, and he's a former MVP. He's in his prime, and sure, he has a style that I guess lends to being injury prone, but
I don't really know how he could be injury prone.
It's right. Lamar Jackson. I mean, he's a former MVP. There's no reason why you should be out on him.
Sometimes I don't understand the knock when players saying injury prone.
Oh,
I feel like that's like, that's just unlucky.
Yeah.
Like, and like this is back to NBA. We'll get to NBA later, but like, you know, Anthony Davis versus one time, you know, Charles Barkley's like, you know, Anthony Street closed Davis. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't understand. Like, that's just unlucky. Like, yeah,
they don't choose that.
People want to value like, all right, you're on the field constantly. But for football, man, it's like, I feel like that's out of their control.
Yeah, it is the most physical sport. I mean, like injuries are going to happen. I mean, it is more unlikely to be,
especially for the Ravens. They were running him.
Exactly.
I'm sure if like he goes to a spot that like tries to get him to throw more and like run second.
Yeah,
I feel like he won't be as injured as much. He'll be probably contending for MVPs because I feel like he's really talented.
Oh yeah, he's still fantastic, but like the names that I'm seeing, like the teams that are interested, like the the Colts saying that maybe, or the Falcons, they initially said they weren't interested. They still haven't really put anything out there, but fans really want that. But like I don't know what organization I would trust to like take care of Lamar that well. I maybe Atlanta, but you need to get him weapons. So you need to find somewhere that already has. I mean, I
don't really know about Atlanta.
Yeah,
I feel like Colts could. Well, granted, Quentin Nelson has been injured and all, but I feel like they since Andrew Luck, I feel like they would be like, all right, let's actually beef up O-line or help it out, and then help with the wide out. And they also have Jonathan Taylor, which is probably a great thing, you know, let him run it, you know.
Yeah.
And Lamar can focus on like throwing it. That would be a not bad option. And also I feel like that 4th pick would be pretty much valued.
That'd be nice. Yeah, I mean so they have the 4th overall pick and 35th overall pick, and then 79. So those top 3 picks, you know, aren't terrible, especially the 4. So I mean, if you trade the 4 to get Lamar, then you could still, you know, would you try to ask for some picks back from the Ravens? Because then at that point,
I don't feel like you're in a position to ask for picks.
Maybe
because there's some GMs that will do that, but I feel like negotiation that part. But also, you know what's funny? I was scrolling through Instagram and I found like how to change the Commanders into Super Bowl contenders. Granted, it was on Madden. It was one of those videos. So I'm like, all right, I'll look at it, see if I can.
Over how many years does this?
I didn't watch full of it. It was on Instagram. I was just checking. I stopped watching after it said, all right, we trade for Lamar. I'm like, cool. What did we trade him for? Or like, why did we trade? Yeah. Oh, just like our first round, second round, third round this year, and our first round, second round, third round the next year. I'm like, that is a terrible thing. I'm not watching you no more. Yeah. I'm blocking you.
Yeah.
I did that. Don't regret it. Because
that is insane.
The first 3, like that's insane. Like
that got your first 2 drafts with Lamar Jackson. It is
like
just
you have
not
to
worth
be
it.
like so lucky to get starting caliber players in like the later rounds. And you just feel like, oh, the first 3 rounds will be fine. Even though we lost our middle linebacker, 55, with a beautiful mullet. I'm forgetting his name, McClog. I can't remember his name. But he was great for us, and now he's with the Steelers. So,
man, yeah, the whole Lamar thing is real tricky because compensation and then contract. Like, how much does he want? How much of it, does he want guaranteed?
That Deshaun Watson
Yeah.
contract really kind of screwed teams up.
Yeah, and of course it was the Browns. Like, who else but the Browns
They were
would
desperate.
make that go?
I
Oh, yeah.
respect it.
I mean, Lamar Jackson, I mean, he could go, Colts, Falcons. Do you think there's like a sleeper team maybe that
Washington, but
Washington? I mean, what do you think about
wonder-
the Jets?
nah.
They've
I
already
don't know-
committed to the Aaron Rodgers
Yeah, they're already
thing.
committed to Aaron Rodgers. I feel like they would trust or like put money on Aaron more
Yeah.
because like throwing. I guess because Aaron, I believe Aaron's still a better thrower than Lamar. But hey, who knows? Who knows what happens? Hopefully, Aaron's at least 90% of what he was 2 years ago, or 80,
yeah.
and they'll probably be Super Bowl contenders. But anyway, yeah,
Hmm.
it's like Washington would be a good spot for him. I don't know who we'd probably have to trade Deron Payne to him because I prefer Jonathan Allen more in my opinion. But we would trade Deron Payne and our first round this year and next year. We'd probably throw in a third.
I mean, yeah, because, take Lamar Jackson out of the equation. So I ignoring quarterbacks, Washington's roster is significantly better than the Ravens. I mean, like, that would be a huge upgrade for him.
Even though O-line is a little suspect, but granted, like the
But Terry
Ravens
McLaurin.
O-line was pretty suspect last season too. But hey, you can make it work.
Yeah, a Lamar
Also
to Terry
got
McLaurin.
Eric Bieniemy,
Yeah.
which I think would help us a lot in that offense. And yeah, it's just,
It would make a lot of sense. I mean, some other teams I'm seeing
And it's right
are
by
the
Baltimore, too.
Patriots. Yeah, it wouldn't be too far.
would he have to move? How far? Hold up.
You might-
I know I'm from like Nova and everything.
Yeah,
But
he could take a private jet to each practice if he really doesn't want to move.
nah, okay.
But I mean, other destinations are the Patriots, which
I doubt.
that
That's
would
such
be
an
awful.
unpatriot thing to do.
Yeah,
Well, that's-
yeah.
I was about to say unpatriotic for a split second. I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, I mean, it says Robert Kraft noted that rapper Meek Mill
Oh, yeah.
told him Lamar wants to be traded to the Patriots. I don't really know who.
Why would he stay in AFC is a thing.
Oh yeah, there's no way that the Ravens trade him within the AFC, but the.
Oh, man,
the
I'm trying to go
Dolphins-
NFC. Maybe, you know what? This is a little bit of a hypothetical. What about Detroit? They have something going there.
That would be nice.
That would be interesting. Granted,
Just
like
cap
if
space.
Lamar's going there, I would just say, hey, fix the unis.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could
Update him a little bit.
update them a little bit or change it slightly.
Yeah.
Like, that blue and I don't know what's wrong with me. Every time I see their jerseys, I'm like, blue and gray.
It's
just
tough. Yeah.
It's so like I would just
Yeah.
go more darker blue.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what they have with Stafford and
I mean,
all of that. I feel like their blue
I like
colors
their-
were much darker.
yeah, I like their whiteout uniforms. I think they wore
That was
those
a good one.
to beat the Packers in Week 18, I guess now. But yeah, I if you were the Ravens, how's this offer? You get a couple first-round picks from Miami and Tua. Would you trade Lamar for 2 first-round picks, Tua, maybe throw in like a third or a fourth? Maybe you give them a 5th in return or something like that. 6th, maybe.
I just don't see Miami doing that. Is my thing. I don't really see it.
Yeah.
Because Tua was great for those 3 games, and then, kind of, I don't want to say come down to earth, but, like, took a step back, but he had, like, 3 concussions.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. Like, they almost beat the Bills in that divisional round.
That was a close game.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone offered me 2 first-round picks, late-round pick, and then Tua, I would think about it. Just because, I still don't really know if we've seen what Tua's capable of yet. Like,
What weapons do they have? I feel like the argument would then be, hey, but he had Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
Can you imagine Lamar throwing to those 2?
Yeah,
That'd be
insane.
That would be ridiculous.
Crazy.
Make it happen, Miami. That would be fun. I would love to see that.
What about cap space though? How would that work?
Oh, there's no way that it would. I mean,
Like they have Jalen Brand. Like they have to get rid of someone.
they would need to include a pretty hefty contracted player in that trade, but or just cut someone. But I mean,
I think Miami should just stay for what they have.
yeah. See what you can do this year with a somewhat healthy Tua, and then after that you can make a decision.
Yeah.
Especially if Lamar sits out, that would be great for them. So we'll see.
Not all the other teams are quarterback needy.
I mean, I part of it is like what teams would rather have Lamar than take a chance on like Bryce Young or
Well, I'm not talking about. I know like the
CJ Stroud.
sucky teams.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about other teams are kind of in limbo, like Washington. Like Washington's a prime
Washington's-
example of a mediocre team.
yeah. I
Sadly.
mean,
What was I thinking?
I mean, I'd say Vegas, but they just signed Jimmy Garoppolo
Yeah,
to the.
Vegas. I was thinking the
ridiculous deal.
Saints, but then when they got connected to Derek Carr, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
man.
I mean, maybe you.
That number 8 would go hard in the Saints jersey. I'm not gonna lie.
That would look cool.
That would
Yeah.
look so dope.
Maybe Green Bay. I mean, they get rid of Aaron Rodgers. Do you even try Jordan Love
I feel like for them, they're like, yeah, let's just suck and hopefully we get someone better.
Probably tanking for them. I mean, probably is their best option. Pittsburgh, but then again, Kenny Pickett played
Nah, I don't think
well-ish.
Pittsburgh does it.
I
I
forget.
don't think the Ravens would do that either. In division, no
No.
way they want to see Lamar for the next,
No chance.
I don't know, let's just say 5 years, for example, and seeing them 2 times a year for the next 5 years.
That would be an
They
insane rivalry.
That would be stupid on the Ravens' part.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Complete idiotic. I'm like, yo, whoever's that GM, fire.
Trading a former MVP into the same division would be unbelievable. I forgot Miami actually doesn't have a first round pick to offer this year because it was forfeited. So
Oh yeah, from the Tom Brady thing.
yeah.
Hilarious.
So oops. I mean, Minnesota, but Kirk Cousins. Do you give him? I don't know what Minnesota's
I would
going
get
to
rid
do.
of- I would get rid of Kurt.
Yeah, Minnesota won 13
Oh,
games, but I think they're in a terrible position.
Yeah.
Like there is really no future
It's
there.
really like Justin Jefferson carrying.
Oh, yeah.
Hard.
Yeah. Oh, and a Lamar to Justin Jefferson. Ooh,
That'd be
but
crazy. And a Dalvin Cook in the back.
oh yeah, I don't think they have the cap space because that would. I mean,
You know,
having Lamar and Justin Jefferson like same contract year would be.
oh yeah.
I
No, I think they could. Well, they would have to sign him early
yeah.
and see what. I don't know. That would be crazy.
This source says San Francisco should be interested. That I
they
would
just,
hate that.
They're just a quarterback carousel at this point.
Yeah. How much money do they still have? They don't have the money for.
Yeah, they signed
Lamar.
Well, they could trade like some of their old
I mean,
people who are still under contract. But I don't know who would they get rid of.
would you want to get rid of a big name like Kittle, who has
No.
down year maybe? I mean,
I don't even know what they would do.
Mm.
But that's all the teams I can think of.
yeah, I do not envy the Ravens right now. Although they could get some good capital if they go for
What
the.
about Seattle?
I think I
I
would.
got 2 first like a trade of 2 first rounds this year,
Mhm.
and like maybe a second and third in later drafts,
I would rather.
and maybe a cash dump of whoever's your worst contract.
Yeah, I would rather keep Geno and then grab one of like
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
premier.
Geno,
Yeah, and then grab one of like the premier defensive talents with the 5th pick, and then just kind of go from there. I mean, and we might even grab Anthony Richardson at 5. Like I really don't know anymore.
Yeah,
But yeah, I Lamar would be so good with Pete Carroll though. But that's a pipe dream that'll have to happen a different time maybe. But yeah, right now, I mean, Indianapolis, Atlanta, Washington. Those feel like the best options, I guess, for the Ravens. So
it depends who wants to pull the trigger.
yeah, guess we'll have to see.
Speaking of Seattle, Bobby Wagner returns.
I was so excited. I think that was a huge signing because we didn't have any healthy middle linebackers or interior linebackers to go into the season. Like the one that we had Well, our starter Jordan Brooks tore his ACL in like the last week, so he'll be out for some of the
Ooh,
season. Yeah,
that sucks.
yeah. And then our backup signed to Washington, Cody Barton, and so we had no one. And I mean, we had Devin Bush that we signed, but Bobby Wagner's a huge, name. I think he still has some juice left, not what he was in like 2017.
Let me see. What was this?
Yeah.
I'm on. Yes. Why am I on ESPN? I should go to Pro Football Focus.
I think it's like a 1 year, like a $7 million or $9 million.
Yeah, I know it's 1 year.
Yeah.
And the Rams cut him when they signed him to a $100 million deal
for like 5 years, whatever it was. Like
Yeah,
there was
then they
no reason for that.
quickly
Yeah.
got rid of him. Game 17. Forced fumble. I think he only had 81 tackles.
Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, solo tackles, I think.
Maybe. I mean, his like best game by far was against Seattle, where I think he had like a pick, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and like 10 tackles, or like something ridiculous, and like 2 sacks or something.
Oh, I think I was looking at the wrong thing.
He was unbelievable. But I mean, I think that having like that veteran leadership presence, I think, is still pretty important. So I'm really happy with that signing.
Oh, I think he had 140 tackles. Or
Man.
wait, no. Oh, I don't know. I'm completely reading this wrong. 81 tackles. Ignore what I was saying the entire time.
Yeah, he's consistent, and he might be older, but I do like the signing.
Still a lot.
Oh yeah. So I he gets to work with Pete Carroll again, and it was a 1 year vacation to LA, I guess, for him. So very, very happy to have him
paid
back.
145 million. Got cut, and I think most of it was guaranteed. I want to say.
Some of and
So he got a quick. So he was literally paid like almost 80 million.
yeah.
1 year, 80 million. That's crazy. Something
but
like that.
yeah, for the Rams though, I mean,
Just suck.
yeah,
Like, what can they do
they don't have a first round pick.
until 2026, 27?
When is the next Rams first round pick? The next one, 2024. They haven't had a first round pick since 2016.
What's their next first round pick after 2024? Do they have one, or did they trade that one away? Can't remember.
Let's see here. This article came out. Okay.
It does.
Yeah, no. So they don't have one this year. Next year they have one, and it'll be their first round selection since 2016. But then past that, I don't know
Doesn't say.
what they have. Yeah. So I maybe, but they kind of sold everything for that one Super Bowl. So I hope it was worth it, because like trading all those picks, it works in the short term, but I think long term we're about to see what the cost of that is.
Saw that this year.
Yeah, they might be bad for a while. So that would be nice. that would be the best news I've ever heard. So I guess we'll see.
Anthony Richardson's pro day was yesterday, today.
I think yesterday.
Because Instagram, I hate Instagram's update. They always post like it's not recent time. It's all.
I'm getting posted
like,
2 days ago. I'm like, I don't want this.
Yeah, I don't care about
recent stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, he's buzzed, and like the most shocking thing was his throw that hit his.
I saw that.
Practice
the
stadium's
ceiling,
roof, which I guess is kind of cool, but
yeah,
I would also think as a scout, can he not make a throw that far, or was he overjudging it? Was he going to overthrow him?
That was a fantastic throw, because it confirmed everyone's priors. If you think he was going to be the next big thing, then great, look at how far he can throw it. But if you think that he is not an accurate quarterback yet, then that's also a good thing for you. So it was everyone was taking that as a good thing, no matter if they wanted him to rise in the draft or fall.
I think they're just oh my gosh, his athleticism is off the chart.
Oh, yeah. He did a backflip once he was done, and it's what?
I didn't see that part.
He ran and did a backflip, and I was holding my breath because I was please don't tear your ACL. That would be
that
awful.
Is stupid.
But yeah, he looked great. I think he had a couple off throws, but I don't think that I think it could solidify him as a top 5 pick, top 10 for sure. Maybe the Colts take him. Maybe he falls. Maybe the Falcons get him. They need to hurry up and decide who's getting Lamar Jackson. It would make mock drafts so much easier.
Wasn't Bryce Young's last week?
Yeah, and I don't know.
What were their comparisons? Oh, you talk. Sorry.
I don't know. I keep going back and forth on Bryce Young because, like, at first, kind of all throughout last year, I was like, he is far and away the best quarterback. But then I'm like, maybe his size. Maybe it's like he was playing at Alabama. He has the best offensive line in the nation. He has the best weapons in the nation. But I still wouldn't let that. Like, if he's there at 5 and if Seattle's on the clock,
I feel like Colts take him though.
that would, yeah. There's no way he makes out of the top 5.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know if there are any big red flags, I guess, from any of these quarterbacks. Because I think C.J. Stroud could be great, even though maybe it's an Ohio State quarterback, so you don't really know what's going to happen.
Well, so I YouTube, all of that. I saw this one video, and a guy that I don't know if you trust his like film study, but he always does film study type videos and stuff.
Mm.
And I'm like, take it with a grain of salt. But he said, C.J. Stroud had like the best protection. After that was Bryce.
Mm.
Next was Richardson. No, not Richardson. I honestly, it's between Levis and Richardson for the last out of the 4.
Yeah.
But hey.
I mean, I saw a mock draft that had the Hawks taking Hendon Hooker at 5, which I feel like is a
quiet.
reach.
Everything's been quiet about him. Like, no one's going to pick him?
Yeah.
Like, he's 25 right now.
I did not. Yikes.
Yeah, that's why he's not being talked about, like, because
he's 25 already.
The age.
I
honestly, how can you really quarterbacks play till their 40s now? I don't know how. Yeah. Like, you're at least getting, quick math, 15 years out of them.
Yeah, which is an absurd amount of time. But if
you protect him.
If you protect him.
Yeah, if you protect him. Let me say that.
I mean, so much of it, for all these rookie quarterbacks is like, how good is their offensive line going to be? I mean,
Whoever is going to the Texans is kind of screwed, in my opinion.
It's been like that for like the past however many first-round pick or for number 1 overall quarterbacks from like, God bless you, like you're about to get.
Well, I think Carolina's all right, not the best, all right.
Yeah, they're I think significantly better than Houston or
Colts a little bit. Colts had a very down year.
Yeah, but I've loved the moves that the Panthers have made during free agency. Like
Adam Thielen, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah.
He made an assumption they're ready to win now. I'm like,
the Panthers?
Let's hope you do, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but I don't know about that. I mean, it'll depend. Yeah, they got Hayden Hurst, Miles Sanders, Andy Dalton.
But I felt like that pick was pretty good because a rookie quarterback, vet, wide receiver. I feel like you can learn a lot. And it's Adam Thielen, too. He'll definitely, teach.
Yeah, DJ Chark, too.
Oh, yeah, that dude, another veteran guy. So, yeah, that's fine.
I really do like the Miles
Hayden
Sanders.
Hurst from the Cincy.
Yeah.
But
I love the Miles Sanders pick. And they still have... I'm blanking on his name. Devonta Foreman, or who? Hold on.
Foreman? No.
Maybe. He filled in for Christian McCaffrey after he got.
Yeah. And then he got hurt, right? Something like that.
Maybe he's not even on the team anymore. Well, Chuba Hubbard was one of the guys there that did well, so maybe he's not on the roster anymore, the guy that I'm thinking of. But Miles Sanders is obviously an upgrade, I think.
How much did they pay him? Was he $100 million?
He
was.
That would be, I mean...
Miles Sanders.
Let's see here. They got him at...
He signed, what the heck? $25 million? No way.
Yeah, 20...
I gotta be looking at the wrong thing.
That's... Yeah, 4-year, $25 million contract.
That low? Well, granted... but...
Including a $6 million signing bonus, $13 million guaranteed, so average annual salary of $6.5 million.
He was at Philly, too, and it's inconsistent. But, hey.
That's a great deal for the Panthers. I expected... much more than that.
I don't know why I was saying $100 million. I just thought Super Bowl run that would give them the bump.
Yeah. I really like the Panthers, and so if they want to grab Anthony Richardson, I mean, C.J. Stroud, I feel like right now is the consensus number 1, but I'm
just glad I'm not a scout Because imagine you get it wrong. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Dude, you're probably gonna be like, oh yeah, you were part of that staff that was like, hey, let's draft
You
blank,
missed out on.
and he turned out to be like a Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah.
Dude,
Nah.
I would be like, bro, I'm not associated with this organization.
Oh yeah, I would almost rather be at like 2 or 3 than 1, because like at least you can't get criticized. I mean, if you're only left with a handful of guys, then sure. But number 1, there's so much pressure, a lot of whiffs that could happen. But CJ Stroud as a Panther would be a really interesting offense. I mean, you have Miles Sanders, now you have the receivers that they just signed.
Decent O-line.
Yeah,
It could work.
I would be excited if I were a Panthers fan.
Yeah.
Well then, shall we move on to the NBA?
Yeah, let's go on to NBA. So yeah, it's like coming down to the final stretch and everything.
Mhm.
Jokic and Embiid by Vegas bets are tied, both with minus 125. Granted, it might have been a couple days, so it might have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Jokic is going to hang on and win. Would that be his 3rd in a row?
Yeah.
I mean, he had a rough patch recently, but if he's
And
still
Embiid also
first,
during that rough patch was averaging like 35.
yeah, exactly. So I feel like Embiid should win, but I don't know. I mean, here, updated odds. Jokic, as of this morning, is the slight favorite to win over Embiid and Giannis. Yeah, the odds. All right, so plus 110 for Jokic, plus 125 for Embiid, and then plus 425 for Giannis, and then it jumps all the way down to plus. Yeah.
So it's a 3-horse race between those two.
Yeah, Tatum.
Those 3.
Tatum, good.
He stumbled towards then.
Yeah, good effort in the beginning of the season, and
Good effort and just stumbled.
yeah,
It just, I don't really know how to really vote this. It's so close.
yeah,
Like, it's kind of voter fatigue on Jokic. He's battling that. And also, like, Embiid's kind of battling, like, the performance of Jokic. And also, like, I guess injury-prone people say injury-prone again. It's kind of just more unlucky. We already talked about that.
yeah.
But, like,
I mean, Jokic
people
just had
Joel,
Mhm.
because, like, he has MVP moments and stuff.
Oh yeah, has he won it? I don't think he's won an MVP award yet, so it's
No.
kind of like, let's just give it to him,
Yeah.
right? But Jokic just had a triple double against the Sixers on Embiid, I think.
No, he was out.
He was out.
And then Gilbert Arenas, granted, I sometimes listen to it, but sometimes there'd be like, oh, Embiid's stuck in smoke. I'm like, bro, you don't know?
Yeah.
Like, I know say players know, but I'm like, you don't know that man's.
Yeah. I mean, it's Embiid is averaging 34.5 points, 9.3 rebounds.
Post All-Star, I know it was that.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. I mean, it's going to be close. And then Giannis, I mean, I think he'll probably get a couple first place votes, but
It's going to come down to who gets the most second place votes.
Yeah.
Because it's off a point system.
Yeah, I mean,
Which is kind of crazy.
I wonder if Embiid hadn't sat out the last game. I wonder if he would maybe
Still be at odds.
Yeah, I mean that was a chance for him.
The
to
most
really take control.
he missed 14 games this season, and the most an MVP won was Bill Walton. He's the only MVP that missed 14 games.
Yeah.
And won it. Which I don't know.
Bill Walton win MVP? That was a while ago, but 1977-78 season.
Yeah, it's like back in those days. But whatever.
Yeah, even though he averaged 18.9 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists. 2 blocks, too. So
Yeah, this is Bill Walton. He's like,
Yeah.
people question why is he on the top 50, top 75.
yeah, I guess when he was healthy, he was good. but
Wait, what? He was like almost like 14 points. Like Shaq always said, how does a man
MVP.
like Bill Walton have like 4,000 points, but he's on the top 50 list? I remember him saying that on like open court.
Yeah, I feel like he's gotten a lot of like I guess he had his injuries, but like same kind of thing with like Derrick Rose, where it's like, oh, well, if Derrick Rose had stayed healthy, but I don't think anyone looked at Derrick Rose as maybe a Hall of Famer, but for Bill Walton, it's like, well, I'll give it to him. But I guess in that same sentiment, the Joel Embiid MVP, I don't know. I think he's going to win it.
Joel, I kind of hope. I'm more of a fan of Joel, but I understand Jokic is pretty damn good. So.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic season. So either way, I won't be upset, but 3 MVPs in a row for Jokic would be...
He would be the second person to do it. Larry Bird did it back in those days where the 80s. I'm just going to say 80s.
Yeah.
I ain't going to say what I'm thinking, but early 80s people.
They'll get some hate mail for, disrespecting
Connect
80s
the dots.
basketball.
Connect the dots of voters during the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And you can connect it.
You'll find out.
But hold up, let's just circle back to football real quick because I knew I was going to bring something up.
Absolutely.
ESPN put out on Instagram comparisons for the quarterbacks. Bryce Young got Drew Brees, of course.
Sure.
I feel like I would be mostly right.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud, Matt Ryan, big quarterback, good on.
Okay.
Will Levis, Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
Athletically,
Sure.
yeah. Jay Cutler's kind of meh. I feel like Will Levis is a little different than that. Anthony Richardson, Josh Allen, which...
Oh, I wouldn't go that far, but maybe... Well, I don't know, because his ceiling, I think, is higher than Josh Allen's ceiling, but I think his floor is also much lower. And so, I mean, I said this last week, but again, it's kind of reminiscent of Malik Willis last year. Everyone's like, he's the lock for number 1 overall, and then...
But I feel like this one has a much more stature of actually doing it, because I feel like last year's quarterback class was so mid.
Yeah, and you played at Florida. I mean, he didn't
have the talent around him to really show it.
Yeah, I feel like
he got the Cam Newton comparisons early on, but then again, Cam got a Heisman on his first year of Auburn, or only year at Auburn.
Yeah,
he was a dude.
I mean, he had good competition at Florida, and I guess if you're doing the Malik Willis comparison, I think Malik Willis played at Liberty, so obviously you're not going to get the same level of competition there. But I don't know. He could be great, but it's going to take
it's going to take a good coach and a good organization.
Yeah, good mentor, maybe like Geno Smith. Yeah. So we will see what happens.
Well, Hayden Hooker got the Geno Smith comparison.
Really?
Yeah, that's what ESPN's saying.
Okay, sure, fine. I mean, all right. Yeah. Fine.
All right, let's circle back to NBA because that's how we do this show. We're so erratic. Is that the word?
We make it. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it.
We make it work.
Yeah. So I think last night Celtics absolutely dominated the Bucks. I think it was like 100 to 140.
Yeah, it's 100.
It got pretty bad.
140 to 99. They didn't even cross over 100.
Yeah, it got pretty bad.
Yeesh.
Granted, I'm not putting too much stock in it.
No.
It's regular season.
Yeah.
But then again, they should be kind of gearing up. No, I'm leaning towards it's regular season. I feel like playoffs, it wouldn't be that big of a big stretch. It's just
it's the timing.
Tatum Brown and Jalen just was hot.
Yeah.
70, I believe.
That's a crazy good duo. Maybe probably the best duo in the NBA. But I mean, I put some stock into it just because what point in the season it is. Like I saw a lot of things really that was like Bucks would beat the Celtics in like 5 games, and so I think after this that maybe the Celtics beat them in 5 games. I mean, because like this, I
feel like it's going to 7 with them if they meet up.
Yeah, and each team could take that both ways. Like if you're the Celtics, you could look at that and be like, "Oh, look at how much better we can be." Let's play with that confidence. But if you're the Bucks, like, "Oh, they embarrassed us in front of the entire United States."
It's kind of how they played like earlier in the season, like that great, that dominant.
Yeah.
But then they just stopped. And maybe they're turning it up right now.
I feel like neither team's gonna have like a cakewalk through that series if they meet.
I don't know. It's gonna be absolutely. It's gonna be like last season. Yeah, last season where it went to 7.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did went to 7.
It did 6 or 7.
It was pretty close. I want to believe that season was close.
Yeah,
I mean, not season. Sorry,
Drew Holiday.
Series.
Yeah,
close. And they didn't have Chris Middleton.
I think it was 7. You're right. Yeah, they didn't have Chris Middleton. They did have Drew Holiday, who struggled, but this year Drew Holiday has been
good
on a different
pretty
level.
Good. I think he dropped 50 this season.
Man. Yeah, no, he did. Yeah, he did recently.
When they blew out Oh no, when they went to 140 with Indiana. It was that Indiana game. I know he went crazy.
Yeah, 50 high points.
Yeah,
that is ridiculous.
Nice. But yeah, let's go through the couple of games that's coming up before our next episode.
Yeah,
Kind of look through it, kind of get predictions.
I think the biggest was it's Lakers versus
Timberwolves tonight.
Yeah,
and they need that. Like they were at full strength when they played Chicago Wednesday of this week.
And that's for the 7 seed, right? Or
they're
for
currently 9.
Okay,
but Timberwolves are 39 and 38. Lakers are 38 right now.
Ooh.
And Pelicans are also 39 and 38.
Ooh.
So, and like Thunder is like 38 and 39 right now. So
yeah.
And the Lakers are at full strength when they played Chicago, but I don't believe Chicago. Like I feel like today's the day. Like all right, you're playing a pretty good team, like a playoff contention team. It's probably going to be a little bit of playoff atmosphere. They're at the Target Center, I believe. It's the Timberwolves Stadium, all right. I'm not good at their stadium names.
Oh, neither am I. I think the Timberwolves. I think they're a better team. I mean, obviously LeBron's back from the injury and Anthony Davis.
Mike Conley's really playing well for the Timberwolves. That's really turning them around.
I think they would have a better chance. Well, I actually think both the Timberwolves and the Lakers would have good chances against the Nuggets, which is weird. But the Nuggets really haven't shown that they're a serious playoff team. So I don't know, but this game's gonna be huge. We'll see what LeBron does.
They need to win like these last couple of games to get to the 6th seed. Well, granted, they need people to lose. Like they need to win, need Warriors to lose, or even Clippers to lose. I know PG's out for the rest of the season. Sadly.
Really?
And Kawhi, I don't know how long he's out. I'm assuming he'll be there by playoffs time. Maybe he'll be back like a couple games before playoffs. But yeah, Clippers are only 41. Like. From the 5th, actually from the 4th seed too. Lakers are about 3 games out, like 3 wins away.
Yeah.
Granted, they need Clippers and Suns to lose continuously, but Kevin Durant made his debut, smacked the Timberwolves. I believe they smacked them. I don't think they smacked them. I think it was just a close win.
Yeah, it's doable for the Lakers.
Yeah.
LeBron is listed as questionable, but is expected.
Anything questionable on ESPN app.
That's
what I learned. Unless it's doubtful too. Doubtful and questionable, they're playing most of the time.
It's the ESPN code. And the Celtics' path to the number 1 seed is still alive, I think, after
they're about
crushing
2
the Bucks.
games away, 3 games away, 2 games away. Knew it.
And after beating the Bucks,
think Bucks, they
I
don't know what games do they have left. I think they got a cakewalk from the last year. Well, granted, they got Philly. Okay, then they got Washington. Okay. That's easy.
Yeah.
Bulls, they'll win that. Grizzlies, could happen. Could happen. They could lose, could win that. And then they got Raptors. Yeah, I think they got that locked up.
Yeah, I mean, and then looking at the Celtics, they have. What do they have left? They have the Jazz.
Jazz today, as of March 31st.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep forgetting that. And then Sixers. I wonder maybe Sixers bounce back for them.
Yeah.
Raptors twice.
Okay.
And then Hawks. So it's the 1 seed is really the Bucks to lose.
Yeah.
Like 2 games away.
Next to the previews, they have ticket prices. The Celtics versus the Sixers as the lowest ticket price. Atlanta is tickets as low as $100. Philadelphia, that game, tickets as low as $58. For what reason? That is a much better game. But yeah, I think the Celtics could pull it off. I mean, I think that if I had to put money down, I would say that the Sixers have it, or the Bucks rather have it locked up.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they can keep riding the momentum of blowing out the Bucks by 41 points, then yeah, anything's possible for them probably.
Yeah, I'm trying to look ahead of games. Just the Lakers have a cakewalk. Supposedly, they gotta win tonight in order to have a good.
They should be in.
Yeah, I feel like let me look at their schedule real quick. But I feel like today is like one of their hardest. I think.
From what they have left.
Look, okay, they have the Timberwolves, Clippers, okay, that one, and the Suns. All right, so they have three pretty hard ones. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but then Houston.
And then they got 3 cakewalks. They play the Jazz twice, and then Houston.
Yeah.
Granted, they lost to Houston, but granted, AD didn't play it.
Yeah.
Russell didn't play that much, if I can't remember.
They should win those games handily if they're serious about.
If they're serious. Yeah, and then granted, like the Jazz are like 36-40, something like that. And that's the record.
I don't know. The Lakers haven't. I mean, I don't think they can win a series.
Here's what they need. If they want to win, they need to get to the 6th seed and play the Kings.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Kings, they're just all offense, no defense.
It's a little
shaky. They can play that games. They also get that 1 week where play-ins are happening. They get that 1 week of extra practice together.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time they get to the second round, they could be like ready, like absolutely ready to contend.
Yeah.
Well, or at least on the precipice.
Yeah.
Of getting good offensively, because they're pretty good. They're more defensively than offense.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
Maybe that hypothetical, if you're a Lakers fan, I would hope to get that 6th seed.
Yeah.
Like, granted, maybe if they like lose and then they play the Nuggets and Grizzlies, maybe, but I feel like the Nuggets would kind of have the edge more. Like that would go to a long series, but.
I mean, if you're the Lakers, I guess you have to look at that. Like you have championship experience, like you have.
No, they would beat the Grizzlies. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh no, you're
They
good.
would probably beat them 6. Yeah, 6.
Yeah. I mean, God, I don't know. The Lakers are just such.
It's such a small window sample. Them together. And chemistry is probably off.
We have no clue. I saw something crazy. The trio, the new trio in Brooklyn, and I forget.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They played more games than Kevin Durant, Kyrie,
the big
and
3,
James Harden.
Oh yeah, yeah. The best big 3 of all time. I heard, but yikes. Poor Brooklyn. But they're doing actually not that bad. Are they still in the playoff picture?
Well, they're fine. Wait, hold on. I'm looking at East. Oh, wait, no, I am on East. They are the 6th seed. They're 1 game ahead of the Heat. And they also are... Hold on, 1, 2, 3. They're about 3 games ahead of the Heat,
Okay.
I think. Actually 2 games.
I don't know if they won a playoff series, but...
Who would they? Nah, the Nets would get smacked by Philly. Never mind if
Yeesh.
playoffs stopped right now. So
yeah, that would be a
cool story.
tough.
Got a bunch of draft picks from Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Bright
a lot
future.
of 2-ways.
Bright. Yeah, they went from no future to
No, they went to a dumpster fire to the light at the end of the tunnel. That's probably a better way to put it.
Yeah, I was gonna say no future is definitely the kindest thing you could say about that KD, Kyrie, James Harden era. Oof.
Yeah. That was a disappointing time. I didn't feel like they had to trade for James Harden, but
no,
they did.
They should have never let go of that first team of the D'Angelo Russell, Jared Allen.
No, it was all right if they let them go, to be honest.
I love that
No, it's just
team.
Jared Allen was still there when KD and Kyrie came. They signed DeAndre Jordan to it when he was washed to like a $10 million plus deal over 3 years.
Yeah,
it was $40 million, my bad. But yeah, just that. Jared Allen. Then they traded Jared Allen, Karis LeVert.
They did way
bunch
too
of their
much.
Depth to James Harden, and then
way too much. The win now thing did not work out for them.
They didn't need to do that, and then also I feel like Kyrie kind of made decisions that would question his basketball career.
Oh yeah, did they even win a playoff series?
They won against Boston 1 year. I know that.
Okay,
wait,
yeah.
Wait,
no, it was.
No, it was Boston. It was Boston because Jaylen Brown was hurt. No, okay, sorry.
I forget who it was.
I'm remembering it now. Boston was in the play-in. They played Washington for the 7th seed, beat Washington, played the Nets, went to 4 because Kyrie flipped off the Boston crowd.
Yeah,
got fined for that.
I remember that now.
Yeah, that's that series, and
That
after that, oh wait, no, that was the last year. I don't know, 2 years ago, Nets beat the Celtics. and then they played the Bucks, the eventual champion Bucks. That's what happened.
Yeah,
that was second round.
Oh yeah, I think Kevin Durant's foot was a half size too big, and he was foot on the line. So close.
Mm-hmm. All right. That's it for episode 10. Luke, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people.
All right, goodbye.